Just rounded the peninsula, and that is Turkey, and that is the Greek island of Simi, and we're crossing through Greek waters towards its tip to get to Dacha on the Turkish peninsula, which is further up.
In the morning, and we are departing Bozu-Kale. We've got about a 4-hour trip ahead of us up to Dacha, and it wasn't too bad tonight. The wind dropped and the roly stopped, and what little roly there was livable. This guy's out having fun early in the morning, speeding around. Over here we can see the first restaurant jetty that we attempted to get onto, but there was nobody there. But obviously there was somebody there later on, because all of those boats are on there now. So maybe it wouldn't have been nice and romantic as Angela anticipated it would be, with just us enjoying the tranquility and solitude of the restaurant. Any hoozle, that's that, and it's onwards and upwards. What's happening, Skipper?
Oh well, I just updated the log, so we're all good.
Right, okay. Okay, well I'll get this boat up to speed and get her pointed in the right direction.
That's always a good idea.
It is. Yeah.
Main out first, yeah?
Right, up her up.
Rounded the peninsula, and that is Turkey, and that is the Greek island of Simi, and we're sort of crossing through Greek waters towards its tip to get to Dacha on the Turkish peninsula, which is further up. The sun's trying to do its thing, and that's rather lovely with the sun patch on there.
Okay, our apparent wind is 14.5 knots, coming from a good direction. So we've actually got both sails out, and we're doing around about 6 knots on average. As we sail up the east coast of the Greek island of Simi, the wind is shifting from between 12 knots to 20 knots apparent, and so accordingly our speed is changing as well. Sometimes it's down to around about 4.5, next thing you know it's up to around about 6.5. So we're just going with this because once we get to the northern tip of Simi, we've got to turn west, which will take us back into the wind as we make our track towards Dacha. So enjoying the sailing while we can, and we'll see what happens when we get round the northern tip of Simi. Mainsail's doing a bit of flapping, so we've got the Admiral up at the boom, tightening up the leech line and putting a knot in it. There is a little thing that we want to do to sort that out, so it's kind of like a snap lock thing, but we haven't got around to that yet. It's on the list. Yeah, that's right. If you pull it tight as, yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Well done, Admiral.
Thank you, Captain.
Now get below and make some cucumber sandwiches and tea.
Righto.
Well, that was interesting. We've just had a drive-by from the Greek Coast Guard out of Simi. We did cross over into Greek territorial waters, but I'm assuming we have right of passage. There is a lot of stuff going on with refugees coming across from Turkey into Greece on boats at the moment, so it's possible that they were coming to check out whether we were loaded up with refugees and carrying them across borders. But there's just the two of us sat in the cockpit. They came alongside near enough. We gave them a nice wave, and they waved back and turned around and went the other way. Just be aware of that if you are at the moment with the situation with the closed borders, the refugee situation, and also the ongoing spat between Turkey and Greece. When you do cross territorial boundaries in the water, you might get checked out. But it was all good. Hey, the sun's coming up. It's going to be a good day. Another successful entry. Okay, I'm going to power everything down.
Right, I'm in the middle of making lunch.
But we've just anchored in Dacha, and our mate Ishmael, who is on Wanda, has just texted and says, "Hey mate, welcome to Dacha. While you're at anchor, the town harbour is free. Come and anchor next to me, and I'll help you with the lines." So lunch is on hold.
Yeah, because the wind's picking up, so we thought we'd do
Yeah.
it now rather than later.
Yeah, we're actually in here because the wind will pick up in the next couple of days and gust up to 40 knots. So why not go on the town quay?
Yeah.
Because it's free.
Yeah. It's Monday morning and we're just about to up anchor and go to our next destination. And before I do that, I've got to bring down the anchor ball. But before I do that, I want to let you know that we are now Amazon Associates. And that means that we have links to product descriptions in all of our videos. And anytime that you decide to shop through Amazon through one of our links, we get a small commission at no cost to you. Also, don't forget to check out our Sailing ABC merchandise, which is on our website, and the address is on the screen right now.
This palm tree over here we can see from the companionway of ABC, and it's quite indicative of how hard the wind is blowing. Fortunately, these buildings here are really giving us some serious protection from the northern wind. Here we've got ABC parked up along the quayside at Dacha. Quite calm here where we are, no fetch obviously, and certainly no big swell, but just out at the entrance to the bay we can see the beginnings of whitecaps, and if we take you around the corner we will actually see six, last time we looked and counted, 6 huge freighters, cargo ships anchored up in the bay, getting protection from this strong northerly wind that's forecast to get an awful lot stronger over the next 24 to 48 hours. Wind is generally measured on the Beaufort scale, but we like to measure it on the freighter scale. Here in the bay we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 freighters all anchored up in this relatively protected bay from the wind which is blowing from the north. Also, another sign that you're in a windy spot is the amount of wind generators that you can see on the ridge line. Right now we have a steady 35 knots, gusting to 40, and it's meant to get up to 45 knots by around about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight. We've just come to My Donna's Alley, which was recommended to us by our mate Ishmael, and we've had our Donna Durham here and it was pretty bloody good.
Nice juicy lamb.
Yeah.
Very fresh.
I think it's going to be a theme as we travel up the Turkish coast to check out the Doner Durhams in each of the towns that we stop at. So this is the guy that we buy the chickens from, and they come with these roasted onion and like a big jacket potato. We thought we'd buy two because it's the weekend coming up, so this will cover us for the weekend. And he just cooks them here in his window, and they are absolutely delicious. This is Dacha, South Harbour, on the eve of Ramadan month in Turkey, and we've got an awful lot of the locals out enjoying food and drinks and conversation, and probably talking about, you know, how they're going to get through the month of Ramadan and making the most of it before it happens, because it's a whole month where Muslims are not allowed to consume any food during daylight hours, so they can only eat after the sun goes down, but they can't eat when the sun comes up. And this is one of the biggest religious months for the Muslim faith. We just finished editing the latest video. It's uploading right now, and we're just sitting out on deck enjoying the last of the sunshine before it goes down behind the houses, and just having a cup of tea, and of course I'm having an FS. Then we're going to reconfigure our lines, because we're planning on leaving here tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning, so we want them just prepped and ready to go, so we can start the engine, slip the lines, pull the anchor up and go. So what do you reckon?
I reckon that's a plan.
Right.
Have you shown them the passerelle?
Oh,
it's gone from the passerelle of doom to the passerelle of dicey, nearly dying.
Because our rudder is set so far back on this particular model of Jeanneau, we can't get too close to the quayside here because it shallows off really quickly, and we have scraped a little bit of the anti-foul off the bottom of the rudder, so we've pulled away as far as we can while still having some connection
Half a whale
with the passerelle to the quayside. It's just dodgy as. You probably won't be able to pick this up, but it's kind of 2 meters deep there, and then this load of boulders and everything just comes straight up until it gets to less than half a meter here against the quayside wall. We've just left another anchorage as we continue our journey up and down the Turkish coast in the summer of 2021, and a couple of patrons have joined us. In fact, 3 patrons have joined us at this auspicious moment. So it's a big hello and welcome aboard to David Dawson and Mark and Lee Davis. Thank you very much to you 3 for becoming our latest patrons. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up down below. It really does help us out, and it's the best thing you can do to help us grow this channel. We'll see you at the next anchorage.